Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Our last episode was somewhat of a success. We managed to get our Kerbal brothers up to space and bring them down and splash down into water safely. They survived, and I wanted to come back here and make some modifications to our ship because it seemed like we actually got into space, but we struggled a little bit with getting them even further into space, and I think it was because of the lack of fuel. And I actually had plenty of fuel before. And I figured out what the problem was is I was not putting my boosters or my thrusters up to full capacity like I should have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this, and then we're going to put another fuel tank in there, and then we'll connect those two back like I originally had. And then we'll come back down here, because I actually originally had 4 of these on my first spaceship, so we're going to go back to that original assembly. So let's go back up to here, and then we'll disconnect these, and we'll put my 4th tank like I originally had there. And then down here, we're going to scrap all of those. We'll scrap that. And then we're going to go back to, let's do 6. Because 8 was a little bit much of an overkill last time. So we're going to go 6 brackets this time. And then we're going to go 6 solid fuel boosters down here, like this. Just like that. And I think what we will do is, we've got our wings up top there, our winglets. So I think maybe what we should do is add some more of these winglets. But we're going to put, we'll put 3 of them, but we'll kind of counter them by going, we'll kind of crisscross them maybe this way, and then we'll put some more maybe going this way. Something like that, kind of weird spiral looking doohickey there. And then we want to actually bring our motor down to launch with this, so now these will all boost all at the same time. And then it will detach and then go to burn our 4 fuel canisters, and then our advanced air system after these detach. These will be the ones boosting us the rest of the way. Once we get into space, then we can detach again, which is here, and then we'll have 2 fuel canisters this time to get us into space if all goes well. So this one was our untitled spacecraft. This was the one that got us into space. We're going to go ahead and keep it that, because that's what got us there. So let's go ahead and launch this bad boy and see if we can't get back into space with a little bit more fuel and a little bit more boosters. Okay, this time we're going to get our throttle back up to where we needed to be, where we weren't last time. Check all of our wings. We're good to go. Alright, let's go for it. Okay, we're taking off. Computer system activated. We're not overheating yet, which is good. Making some really good progress here. Oh, we're overheating now. Let's drop down a little bit on our throttle. You know, screw it. We're going to punch it because we're almost out of fuel anyway. And then we're going to detach. There we go. And I didn't even bother putting in the parachutes on those this time because they ended up crashing anyway. I looked at the damage reports afterwards, so that was kind of pointless. Okay, we're going to turn off our systems here just a little bit, just to lean. Now we'll turn it back on, now that we're angling just a little bit. Let's see, where are we? Make sure our little apex is growing. Looks like we're doing okay. Nope, it looks like we are tilting quite a bit here for some reason. Yep. That's not going to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and end flight. Let's go back to our vehicle assembly building. I'm wondering if it's these wings here. Let's take these off and see if that's what was causing us some issues. Let's take those off too, and let's add a couple more. Let's add 4 of them like this, just to be safe. And then we'll do the exact same thing right underneath it, but maybe we'll go directly straight down instead of countering them all. Maybe that was one of our issues there. And okay, let's save that, go back to the launch pad, and let's try it again. And here we go. I turned up my throttle, it wasn't all the way up again. halfway through our fuel containers. We are now starting to overheat a little bit. Getting a little wobbly there. And we're going to detach now. Okay, we've got our main thruster kicked off. We're burning our first fuel tank here. We're still making some pretty good progress. We're still climbing. Not too bad. Our Kerman brothers are... I swear Jebediah is the craziest one of them all. Oh, we're starting to lean again. Yeah, we're starting to tilt again. Not too sure why we're tilting now. I wonder if it's because we're a little too top heavy. Yep, we're starting to tilt. And we're getting ready to face downwards, which is not good. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to end flight. Go back to our assembly here. So we're getting a little top heavy up here now. Is what I think our problem is. So let's try taking these wings off. Since everything worked before, the only thing that we added was another fuel tank for that burn process and another fuel tank for this burn process. So let's see about... Let me try something here. What are these? Those are strut connectors. The stack tri-coupler. If your stack is lacking in awesomeness, this is the tool for you. Just remember that this is not a decoupler and won't separate stages. Huh. Whoa. That's kind of a trip. I'm not exactly sure what those things are going to do, but okay. Strut connectors, external fuel ducts. External fuel ducts, huh? Not exactly sure what those are either. I'm just kind of going through all the different parts now to kind of see if there's anything else that will help us along our way, along our journey. RCS fuel tank. I'm wondering if maybe we should... Let's see. Let's try something here. Let's try up here. I don't know if this would be a good idea or not to put these up here like this, but let's try 3 boosters up here as well. And then we'll try putting... Oops, I just took them back off. Let's put those there, and then we'll put these 3 like that. And then we'll drag these 3 down to our stage down here. So now these will burn our main tank, or our burner down here, and these. We'll see if that kind of helps out on that aspect of it. If not, then we'll go back to the drawing board. Alright, let's try it and see what happens. Okay, turning on our computer systems. We're really... Oh, I didn't put up my throttle again. Oh, we're losing all sorts of stuff here. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, what happened is we're burning off our lower sections there. So those, not a good idea, because they're burning off our lower parts down there. Let's see, because we're running a little top heavy, so I'm wondering if maybe we need to put some wings up top, some of these winglets up here like this. And we'll see if that maybe helps us out, because that's where we're getting a little top heavy, is up there. Alright, let's try saving that, and let's go back to launch. Let's actually do our throttle, since I always seem to forget our throttle. And let's launch it. Okay, computer systems are on. It's almost like they need something to make the center part a little bit more stable. We're getting some overheating here, but we're just going to go with it until we detach. Oh, our main thruster is overheating. We're going to detach now. Okay, overheating is starting to go down a little bit. Okay, I think we're good on that overheating process. Looks like these winglets up here maybe have helped out for us. We're not tilting as much as we were before. Yeah, I think we're okay on that aspect of it. Yep, looks like we're still going straight, so I think we're still making some progress. I'm going to tilt just a little bit here. Oh, it's now starting to tilt a little. Oh, we're still going though. We're still climbing, not as fast as I hoped we were going to climb. Oh, and we're starting to fall again. Okay, so we're needing to get a little bit more boost going on here. Okay, so let's end this flight. Let's go back. Okay, so let's take all of these boosters off here. I want to try something. Because obviously this is not quite working. I wonder if these other little pieces, these strut connectors, like if some of these things will allow us to put more... let's see. Let's put some of these back on just to see what these things do here. And then let's put these three back on. And then let's see what these things do here. Oh, that looks like it adds in more of these these booster containers. Like that. So maybe that's what we're needing here. Just like that. But it looks like we've still got 6 of them anyway. So I'm wondering if we can't add in some more of these brackets to the sides of these, like this. Let's try this. And then we'll add in some more boosters, like this. And then we'll try adding in something like this. This is getting really crazy. This is not going to work out. I can already see this. We'll try filling in these ones. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work too well. Nope, I don't think so. I do not think so, but you know what? We're going to try it anyway. So we're going to drag these down to our burn stage. We're going to take these down to our burn stage. And then we're going to take these down to our burn stage. We're just going to rocket it all. We're going to save it, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, that didn't work out all that great. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to the vehicle building assembly area. So this was a complete waste, unfortunately. We'll just go ahead and get rid of that bad idea. Let's get rid of those. We'll get rid of these. And then we'll go back to our bracket idea. But we're going to go with the most brackets we can get. And then we're going to go maybe a little bit higher with them, like this. And then we'll go with our booster tanks here. Oh. Maybe. As soon as I'll stop double clicking here. Come on. I just had it. Can't quite get them to sink in there now. Nope, can't quite get them all to go in here. There we go. Okay, so now we should... These guys should all be part of the same burn process. So we're going to put all of this together. Like this. There we go. Okay, let's try this one and see how this works out for us. Yeah, about that. Let's go ahead and try this yet again. So that's not going to work out either. Let's go ahead and take all of these off. So it seems like we're running into some issues with getting us up into space here now. So let's try, maybe 8's too much. Let's try running 6 here and see if 6 makes a difference. Okay, so let's run these, and then we'll run these guys here. There we go. And let's try that. Okay, let's kick up our throttle up to about 90%, and let's go for it. Computer system is on. Getting all wobbly again. Starting to overheat, but we're just going to push it. We're going to go up to 100% to get us that extra boost. Detach those. This is where we're starting to struggle again. I'm wondering if we're putting too much fuel. I wonder if we should take away one of these fuel canisters here, if it's just a little too much for us. See, we're starting to slow down again, it looks like. Hard to tell, but I think we're starting to slow down here. Oh, yep. Looks like we're slowing down. We just don't have the power. Yeah, we just don't have the power for that, so let's go back and then let's try taking away one of these fuel canisters here and see if this is what's causing us an issue. So we'll go with that and see if that helps us out at all. So let's save that and let's try launching it again. Alright, here we go. Nope. Hang on. Relaunch. Throttle. I always forget about that throttle. We got to make sure that's at 100%. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, guidance systems are on. Halfway through our burn process here. No overheating yet, which is good. Nope, there it goes. A little bit later we're going to overheat, but that's fine. We're just going to push it higher. I'm pushing it at 100%. Oh, we were at 2,000 this time. Okay, we're going to detach. Drop our burn process down just a little bit underneath, maybe about 99%. Looks like we're still gaining fairly decent here. We're getting some overheating now on our main engine. Looks like we're still slowing down. Yeah, I think we're still slowing down here. By watching this counter right here, it looks like the counters are slowly starting to drop. Looks like we're more of just kind of going sideways now. We're not really making a whole lot of progress here. Looks like we're about to burn through our first fuel canister though. Okay, first one is down. Oh, we're still climbing though. Not as much as I was hoping for. We're going to try kicking this thing off a little bit to the side like this and see if that'll get us a little bit more of an angle. There we go. We're climbing a little bit better here. pitching it at an angle. Slight overheat down there, but I'm not too concerned about that. But we're still climbing, not nearly as fast as I was hoping for, but we're still making some altitude here. We're about to burn through our second liquid fuel tank now. We'll just let this one finish burning and see if we are going to continue to climb any better than we were. We're still right above our launch pad here. Looks like it's slowly growing. Our apex is there, not too much. And here's our second burn container. We're now on our last one. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna make it this round or not. I think there should be something right around this midsection that seems to be where it's really, really wobbly. Almost like there should be a cover to stop that bending, because it seems like I'm losing a lot of climb with that bend when it starts to get all wobbly. We're halfway through our last fuel container before I detach and fire the final rocket to get us into space. We'll see though. I'm a little concerned about this one. I don't seem to be climbing as much as I was beforehand, but there's the moon out there. I'm wondering if you actually can dock and land on the moon. Like, if that's something I can do like at later stages. But alright, here we go. We're ready to start detaching our final booster right about now. Okay, here we go. There's our whole burn canister is about to splash down in the ocean down there. And it is still where my cursor's at. You can still barely see it. Still barely see it. And it's still right there where my cursor's at. Oh, I've lost it. I don't know if it splashed down yet or not. But that's gone. Okay, we now have 2 tanks of fuel this time, whereas last time we only had 1 and we ran out of fuel getting up here. We broke 20,000 miles on our last journey, and we are currently over halfway burnt on our liquid fuel container here. So we should be just burning up this one, and then we'll punch into the second one, and then we should be back into space again, hopefully, if all goes well. Alright, Apex is looking fairly nice here. It's growing quite a bit. That's good, I guess. There's our fuel tank. Now we're burning the second one. We're at 25,000 and counting, 26. We're getting up there, guys. Jebediah and Bob are having a good time, and Bill is just spazzing as usual. I'm not sure what his deal is. He's always wigging out about something. But we're getting there. Look at that. We're making, I think, some pretty good progress here, guys. We're about 3/4 of a burn here. Almost 40,000 miles from Earth. I think this one was a little bit more successful. My first one was more trial and error, hence the name of the video, but we're getting there, guys. We're about 45,000, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Oh, I just see this atmosphere meter here. I'm thinking like it's getting ready to change over. I don't know, we'll see. We're still climbing. We're almost about 60. We're almost out of fuel though. Hopefully we can get this ticker, because we're in the atmosphere right now, but I want to see how far this meter is going to go before we run out of, oh gosh, we're going to run out of fuel. 70,000 miles. We're almost there. Come on, keep burning, keep burning, keep burning. Alright. There it goes. Hey, it's slowly floating. We're still climbing though. Did we make it out here? I think we made it to space. Look at that, 100,000. I think we're just gonna float out here now. See how slow that's falling? I think we finally made it. I think that's where you've got to go, is to this black section up here, because we're still climbing. Oh, look at that. Look at that apex now. Wow. We made it. That looks a lot better than the last one. As long as we're going to continue to climb, which is we are, we're looking pretty good here. There it goes. See, it's still floating in space right there. Wow. Okay, well, here we go. These are our Kerbal brothers. This is our first successful trip to space where we're actually still climbing. We're at 142,000 miles now. We're looking pretty good here. I'm quite impressed. Man, we're heading towards that planet over there. We're heading towards the moon. I'm very, very impressed. This ship made it. And we're still climbing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the computer systems now. So I'm now going to try and maybe aim ourselves a little bit towards that way. Nope, nope. Okay, whoa, gosh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I'm out of control here. Let's turn our computer systems back on. Oh my word. That was a little dangerous. I was getting all out of control there. There we go. Computer systems are on. And we're still climbing. We're at 180,000 miles now. We are in space. Let's take a look at that. Very nice. There's our launch off process there. And that's where we're going to land, but I can't tell if our apex is getting smaller. It shouldn't be because we should be climbing here. Yeah, we're at 188,000 now. 189. Now 190,000 miles. So we're in space. We've made it. So now the question is where do we go from here? There's really not a time warp times 1. What does that mean? Did we just like enter like a black portal? We're about to hit 195,000 miles now. Okay, so I'm just not too sure exactly what we're supposed to be doing from this point on, though. Like, I'm not seeing anything else. Whoa. Besides the sun that's really bright out there. Oh. There's the moon. Maybe that's where we're supposed to be heading to. Altitude. Holy crap. Look at that. What is that? 11,400,000? No, that's more than that. Yeah, 11,400,000 miles. Wow. And what are we at? 197,000. And we need to be at 11 million. 11,400,000 miles away. Man, these guys are... We're going to grow old together heading out this way. Holy crap. This is going to be a very, very long space flight here. Wow. So, I guess... not too sure what we're supposed to be doing here now. I wonder if we... Oh, warp. Time warp. Uh-oh. Oh, we're starting to drop here. We're dropping now. We're not quite making it. Because I was just time warping and we're dropping back down now. That's not good. We're losing our altitude here. I don't think we're going to make it this time, guys. Yep. We're dropping down. We're not going to make it. We're falling back to Earth. We're going to splash down in the water. Oh, no. Well, we at least made it to space this time. And we were hanging up in space for a little while. And here we go. We're falling back to Earth again. We're going to splash down in the water. Here it comes. And here we go. 30,000. 25, 20, 15, 10,000. Let's open it. Open it! Oh! That was close. Well, there was another successful trip to space. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do up there or how we're supposed to stay up there, but we at least made it to space. We're getting more and more successful each episode. Hope you guys enjoyed another Kerbal Space program, and we'll see you guys next time.